Imagine you're sitting around a campfire thousands of years ago, the stars twinkling above, and suddenly a sharp pain shoots through your jaw. No dentist nearby, no painkillers in sight. What do? That's the start of our story today, a wild ride through history, exploring how people dealt with tooth problems long before modern tools like electric toothbrushes and numbing shots. We'll travel from the Ice Age to the 1800s, hearing tales of clever fixes, weird cures, and brave folks who faced the agony head-on. This isn't just dry facts. It's a collection of real human stories that'll make you laugh, cringe, and appreciate your next dental checkup. Grab a snack, but maybe skip the sugary ones, and let's dive in. Our tale begins way back in prehistoric times, when humans were just figuring out survival. Picture this. It's around 14,000 years ago. During the Ice Age, a hunter in what's now Italy is grimacing in pain from a rotten tooth. He can't hunt or eat properly. So he grabs a sharp flint tool, like a tiny stone knife, and scrapes away the decay himself. Archaeologists found that tooth with clear marks from the flint. It's one of the earliest signs that people were trying to fix their own dental woes. Fast forward a bit to 7000 BC in a bustling farming village called Mehrgarh in modern-day Pakistan. Life's changed. People are eating more grains and starches, which stick to teeth and cause cavities. One day, a farmer named, let's call him Arjun, wakes up with a throbbing molar. He goes to the village healer, who uses a bow-like drill tipped with flint to bore a neat hole into the tooth, easing the pressure. They even plug it with bitumen, a sticky natural tar, like an ancient filling. Imagine Arjun sitting by a fire, biting down on a cloth, while the healer spins that drill by hand. No numbing, just grit and hope. These early farmers had more tooth issues than hunters because of their diet, so they got creative out of pure need. But dentistry wasn't just about pain relief. In ancient Mexico, around 2500 BC, people crafted the oldest known false teeth from wolf fangs set into bone. Picture a warrior losing a tooth in battle, then smiling again with his wolf tooth replacement, a symbol of strength. Over in Central America, the Maya people around AD 600 turned teeth into art. They'd drill into healthy teeth and embed gems like jade or turquoise, using natural glues that might have even fought infection. Imagine a Maya noble at a feast, flashing a sparkling smile that screams status. These weren't random acts. They showed skill and care. From scraping decay to jeweled grins, early humans were already experimenting, turning necessity into innovation. Now, let's jump to the cradle of civilization, ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia, about 4,600 years ago. In Egypt, meet Ra, the world's first named dentist. He's a high-ranking court healer around 2600 BC, buried with inscriptions calling him Chief of Dentists and Physicians. Picture him in a grand palace, treating the pharaoh's family. Egyptians ate bread, gritty from stone-ground flour, which wore down teeth fast, exposing nerves and causing abscesses, swollen, painful infections. Ra and his peers used recipes from the Ebers Papyrus, an ancient medical scroll from 1550 BC. For loose teeth, they'd mix flour, ochre, and honey into a paste and pack it around the gum. Toothache, chew cumin and frankincense, or rinse with beer and barley, an early mouthwash. They even boiled willow bark for pain relief, which has the same stuff as aspirin. One story tells of a worker on the pyramids, his face swollen from an abscess. The healer drills into the jaw to drain it, saving his life. But not everything was practical. Like in Mesopotamia, they believed in toothworms, tiny critters gnawing inside teeth, causing decay. This idea started in Sumerian texts around 5000 BC. A Mesopotamian priest-dentist might chant a spell, "O worm born from the gods, who refuses all food but the blood of teeth, be gone." Then he'd apply a herbal paste or pull the tooth. Imagine a merchant in ancient Babylon, whispering prayers while the healer works by lamplight. They blended magic and medicine, extractions, drains, even gold wire to tie loose teeth together, like a basic bridge. These early pros knew the big problems: pain, infection, loose teeth, and fought them with brains and beliefs. Travel east with me to ancient India and China, where dental care felt almost modern. In India, around 500 BC, Ayurveda, a system of natural healing, stressed daily mouth care. Every morning, people did danta dhavanna, chewing on special sticks from plants like neem or licorice. These weren't just twigs, they frayed into brushes and had natural germ fighters. Picture a family in an ancient village. Mom chews her neem stick, scraping plaque, while dad swishes sesame oil pulling to strengthen gums. It's still done today. Surgeon Sushruta, around 600 BC, wrote guides on pulling loose teeth gently or tying them with thread to stable ones. He warned against rough extractions to avoid jaw damage. These folks scraped tongues for fresh breath and rinsed after meals, a full routine. In China, things got even cooler. They used chewing sticks too, but around the 7th century AD, during the Tang dynasty, they invented the bristle toothbrush, boar hairs stuck into bamboo handles. Imagine a scholar in a silk robe, brushing before bed. Europe wouldn't see this for centuries. They even filled cavities with silver paste, a mix of silver, tin, and mercury, as early as 659 AD. That's like modern fillings, over 1,000 years ahead. For pain, they'd use acupuncture or a tiny bit of arsenic to kill the nerve, like an old-school root canal. One tale: a emperor's advisor with a cavity gets the silver paste, smiling pain-free at court. China and India gave us daily brushing habits and cavity fixes that shaped the future. Next stop, the classical world of Greece, Rome, and the Etruscans. In Greece, around 400 BC, thinkers like Hippocrates and Aristotle studied teeth. Hippocrates suggested rinsing with vinegar wine as mouthwash, or burning an exposed nerve with a hot iron. Brutal, but it stopped the ache. Aristotle described tooth-pulling tools and helping baby teeth come in by cutting gums. They knew sweets caused decay, even without knowing germs. The Etruscans in Italy, before Rome, were the real pros at fixes. Around 700 BC, they'd make bridges, gold bands holding fake teeth of ivory or bone to real ones. Picture an Etruscan noble losing a front tooth, then getting a gold-wired replacement to keep her smile dazzling. Romans adopted this, paying big for Etruscan dentures. Everyday care? Toothpicks were huge. Silver for the rich, wood for others. They'd scrub with powders of crushed shells and mint, or, get this, use aged urine as whitener because of its ammonia. Emperor Nero taxed urine imports. Imagine a Roman senator rinsing with fancy Portuguese urine mouthwash. Gross, but it worked for stains. Roman writer Celsus described draining infections and letting baby teeth fall naturally. They chewed mint for breath, but still prayed to saints like Apollonia, a martyr whose teeth were pulled out. Folks wore her medals for pain relief. It was a mix of smart ideas and odd habits. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, from the 5th to 15th centuries. After Rome fell, Europe got rough. No real dentists, so barber surgeons, guys who cut hair and did simple ops, handled teeth. Picture a medieval market. A man with a swollen jaw visits the barber, who yanks the tooth with pliers after a gulp of ale. The red and white barber pole? From blood and bandages. The on-pulls, care was basic. Folk cures were wild. In Germany, kiss a donkey to transfer pain. Imagine sneaking into a barn for a smooch. Or boil earthworms and drip oil in your ear. To fumigate the toothworm, burn a sheep fat candle near the tooth, catching the worm in water below. Really, just heat therapy. In England, hold a live frog to your cheek or spit in its mouth. Pure magic. But in the Islamic world during their golden age, things advanced. Physician Avicenna wrote on gum disease, and surgeon Abulcasis invented tools to scrape tartar, like modern scalers. He wired false teeth and fixed jaws. In Europe, texts like the Trotula from 12th century Italy offered whitening recipes: honey, salt, rye flour. Women healers like Trotta described cleaning black teeth. Hygiene: chew cloves for breath, rinse with herb wine. Arabs used miswak sticks daily. But many lost teeth early, sometimes tying in dead people's teeth. Yikes! The Renaissance and Enlightenment, 15th to 18th centuries, sparked change. Science boomed, and in 1530, Germany got the first dentistry book, teaching tartar removal and fillings with tin. It debunked toothworms. Queen Elizabeth I's sugar-blackened teeth started a weird fashion. Tooth pullers entertained crowds in squares with music and jokes. Pierre Fauchard, in 1723 France, wrote the game-changer book, earning Father of Modern Dentistry. He explained sugar's acid causing decay, filled with foil, and made wire braces. Dentures: ivory bases with human or animal teeth, sprung to stay in. George Washington had uncomfortable sets, not wood, but ivory with slave-sold teeth. William Addis invented the modern toothbrush in 1770's prison. Bone handle, boar bristles. He sold them post-release. Tooth powders, charcoal, chalk, mint. By 1800s, pastes in jars. Pain relief? Laughing gas in 1770s. Ether in 1840s. Finally, no scream extractions. In the 19th century, dentistry professionalized. First dental school in 1840 Baltimore, associations formed. Foot drills sped cavity cleaning. Floss invented 1815. Silk thread. Tube toothpaste by 1890s. Grim story. After Waterloo 1815, scavengers took soldiers' teeth for dentures. Waterloo teeth were premium. Later, porcelain replaced them. By late 1800s, braces, fillings, prevention advice. Not everyone brushed daily yet, but the foundation was set. Wrapping up, from Ice Age scrapes to Victorian drills, humans battled tooth pain with ingenuity and oddities. Stories of healers, kings, and everyday folks show our shared struggle for healthy smiles. Next time you brush, think of those ancestors, and be glad for minty paste over urine rinses. Thanks for joining this historical adventure. Like, subscribe, and share your weird dental tales below. See you next time.